It's not something that is a God-given thing. Some people have it easier than others for sure, but you can. It's a skill that you can learn. So where you don't give up, that you are honest, you have integrity, you believe in the work that you're doing, and you do the absolute best job to be the most excellent version of you that you can be, and you take people's help and advice to do that. Does that ring any bells with you at all?
It does. And from my own personal forced march, it just wasn't showing up one day ready to play. These athletes in football, they started at the pee-wee level.
Right.
They slept well. They stayed off of drugs and out of trouble. They kept their diet and worked out and was committed to it. So you're really catching them at a certain stage of that spectrum. And so a lot of the times it really has to do with getting up on time, your health and hygiene, showing up to work on time, at the ready. So if you do one thing wrong, if you miss the bus, you show up late, your whole day could be ruined. That could throw you off. And so I think even the Navy SEALs talk about the first thing they do in the morning is making their bed, just for their own self-respect, because it's tradition. It's something that's nice. You're starting strong. You end the day. You go back to the respect. And so there's some outside characteristics, Kevin, that I believe deal with this grit. And, you know, when I think of grit, I think of John Wayne, because I know he had that quote where he's going to die with his boots on. Or, you know, you have Clint Eastwood back in those old spaghetti westerns. And, you know, they just didn't walk into that town, picked up the gun for the first time. These men over the years saved towns, protected themselves, and honed their craft so it could be used for good. And I think you could be selfish with your grit and just do everything for yourself and be very egocentric. But I think grit is about standing up for the underdog, for the little guy, for the one that may be insecure and not knowing if it could ever be done. And so I think grit could be very addictive. I think it could easily be shared. And it definitely is done through action, not through speech. And I think when people stand up for what they believe in, and they stand up for people that are being bullied or someone that has a difficult time expressing their opinion, that takes a lot too. And so I don't like rebels, and I don't like people that rock the boat. You could consider that grit, where they're just trying to, once again, push the envelope and see how far they can move the line. But I think if you have that sort of energy and you're able to adjust it accordingly, it could work.